Julie Barnes.
Pete Cochran, Beverly Hills.
They walked the walk and talked the talk, and an entire generation stepped in line. They were known as the Mod Squad, 3 hipper-than-hip undercover cops with a touch of menace and plenty of attitude. As Julie, Link, and Pete, Peggy Lipton, Clarence Williams III, and Michael Cole changed the television landscape.
It was what was happening in society right then and there.
If it's different and you're fighting the establishment, that's what it's about.
In the next hour, we'll journey back to the turbulent 60s and relive the phenomenon known as the Mod Squad, a bold TV series that redefined fashion.
It made it more palatable for you to go with the bell-bottoms, the outlaw look.
Hairstyles.
Some were short, they were all different lengths. Clarence's was by far the largest one I had ever seen.
And language. We'll meet the now famous producer who made heroes of 3 unknown actors.
In those days, so was very important to me and to the kids, and we did it. I mean, that's what it was all about.
We'll hear how the stars walked the razor-thin line between fame and misfortune.
I don't know if it's macho or whatever, but there was a lot of hostility that did surface.
It's very, very intense. You're working every single day, you're putting in long hours.
I was burned out on the show. It was very hard work for 5 years.
And finally, we'll catch up with the cast more than 35 years after they became household names.
We went from the Mod Squad to the Geritol Squad.
This is the story of a series that revolutionized television, and 3 reluctant role models who became the standard bearers of change. This is the story of the Mod Squad, the true Hollywood story.
It was a positive dream of being one of the world's.
Her life's ambition was to be a star.
Never recover from the public scandal.
The year was 1960. America embraced a dashing young leader at the dawn of a new frontier. Television was at the forefront of change, and a former detective with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Buddy Ruskin, wrote a pilot unlike anything network executives had seen before. TV guide writer Matt Roush.
Other cop shows of the 60s were, you know, the FBI, Dragnet. I mean, these were old guys fighting criminals in old-fashioned ways, but the basic tone was male, white, and older, and institutional.
Ruskin was a rookie writer. He based the story on his experience as a member of a youthful undercover narcotics squad in LA. Ruskin shopped his script around Hollywood, but there were no takers. A chance meeting 7 years later with an up-and-coming producer changed Ruskin's luck and introduced America to a unique new show, The Mod Squad, featuring 3 hip young actors, Peggy Lipton, Michael Cole, and Clarence Williams III. A decade earlier, in 1957, 18-year-old Clarence Williams III made his theatrical debut in New York City, a small role in the play The Dark of the Moon. Williams was raised in Harlem. He caught the acting bug as a teenager and honed his craft by spending free time with fellow actors.
And being exposed to those people and at a very, very young age gave me a grounding into the theater that I normally would not have had.
When he was 25, Williams landed a co-starring role in Slow Dance on the Killing Ground. Critics praised Williams' strong performance in the 1964 play. While Clarence Williams III was making noise in New York, 22-year-old Michael Cole was making the rounds in Los Angeles. Cole was a recent transplant from Madison, Wisconsin, where he grew up. Soon after arriving on the West Coast, Michael enrolled in the Estelle Harmon acting workshop. The decision changed his life.
I don't think you get to be an actor. If you're fortunate enough, you'll find out and realize that that's what you are, and you have no choice. And if you trust your instincts and follow that, there's probably 2 things around that will help. Talent and tenacity, and one's just as important as the other.
Michael Cole's talent and tenacity landed him an agent. By the mid-60s, the young actor's resume included cameo roles in the TV western Gunsmoke and the film Chukka.
We're the scum of the United States Army, Colonel. And so are you, you gutless, limey...
At the same time, 18-year-old Peggy Lipton also relocated to the West Coast. With charm and beauty to burn, Lipton turned her back on a successful modeling career in New York and pursued her calling as an actress. Peggy was cast in minor TV roles in Bewitched and The Virginian. Then in 1967, 20-year-old Lipton signed a contract with Paramount Pictures for $250 a week. Meanwhile, former cop Buddy Ruskin was still doggedly pitching his pilot script. In 1967, Ruskin related his idea to 39-year-old TV producer Aaron Spelling. Spelling later created such hits as Charlie's Angels and Dynasty. Spelling was intrigued. No one had ever done a show about 3 young police officers before. Spelling refined Ruskin's treatment into a show about 3 delinquents turned undercover cops. 1 white, 1 black, 1 blonde.
I wrote out the concept that he pitched, took it to ABC, and they bought it. And it was the fastest pitch, I think, that's ever happened.
Coming up, ABC gambles on the Mod Squad.
We didn't have a lot of stations, and so we needed to really have something that would intrigue the younger audience.
And later, trouble on the set.
I would say that there was a bit of Jekyll and Hyde when I was drinking.
No scenes to shoot.
I'm glad to be here.
No scripts to memorize.
Sorry, I panic whenever that thing points at me.
Just a special night when actors honor actors.
They're expecting a huge celebrity turnout tonight.
I feel like I've died and gone to actor heaven.
The stars come out for the Screen Actors Guild Awards.
They're all screaming for me, of course.
Yes.
But of course.
Join in the celebration.
It's always sweet when your peers give you the juice.
It's all a bit overwhelming.
It's a bunch of actors. It's great.
When E! takes you live to the SAG Awards pre-show this Sunday at 4, only on E!
What's cooking, fellas?
Oh, hey, Ernie. Just putting big chips in my Chips Deluxe cookies.
Oh, that's nothing. I'm putting big chips and milk chocolate chunks in my Chocolate Lovers Chips Deluxe.
Yeah, well, I'm adding walnut pieces to mine.
Peanut butter cups.
Ha! Put that in your cookie and crumble it.
Wow.
Chips Deluxe chocolate chip cookies in 7 deluxe varieties.
Walnuts. Sometimes too many cooks is a good thing.
Okay, Dino. I gotta go to a lot of stores to get what you like. I'll be back.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go. Ooh, girl, I just want you to stay. Hang on, Dino, we're coming home.
Hi.
Hey.
You quit smoking.
He didn't quit. He uses Targon mouthwash.
Your teeth look whiter.
Look how Targon removes tobacco tar. If you smoke, use Targon. Now try Targon in a sparkling new fresh mint flavor.
You're a lawyer? I hate lawyers. I just work for them.
On March 17th, meet Erin Brockovich.
You may want to rethink your wardrobe.
You might want to rethink those ties.
Julia Roberts is Erin Brockovich. Rated R. Sneak preview tomorrow night.
Don't be a drip. I'm not. I color with the cream that doesn't drip. Excellence Cream from L'Oreal, the non-drip color cream. Of course it protects, always has. But now Excellence is even better, with a ceramide and protein formula to revitalize your hair for rich color, incredible body, more oomph. And does it ever cover grays? Not that I ever had any. Excellence Cream from L'Oreal, because I'm worth it.
This red carpet moment brought to you by Maybelline Moisture Whip Lipstick. Gillian Anderson exemplified traditional elegance by wearing an exquisite ball gown to the 1999 SAG Awards.
In 1967, producer Aaron Spelling created a radical new TV show, loosely based on the exploits of a former LA undercover detective. Spelling sold the idea to ABC, But some network executives were skeptical.
The management was a little nervous about it because it had these 3 kids who were cops. Why aren't they wearing blue suits? Why don't they have detective badges?
The late 60s was a turbulent era for America. U.S. military involvement in Vietnam escalated, anti-war sentiment at home ran high, and racial tensions boiled over. Primetime television blissfully ignored the often horrifying images on the nightly news. Programs like Gomer Pyle, USMC, and My 3 Sons celebrated simpler times. But in 1967, Aaron Spelling changed all that. Mod Squad producer Harve Bennett.
There was a tremendous amount of social change going on. And here is now presented to us a show about young people at a time when young people are dominating the headlines of our culture. I think you could call it risky territory. We were in a time of civil rights and racial evolvement.
Former Vice President of Programming at ABC, Leonard Goldberg.
We were the 3rd network. We didn't have a lot of stations, and so we needed to really have something that would intrigue the younger audience.
Aaron Spelling had a 3-word remedy for ABC's dilemma: the Mod Squad. Spelling's show featured a racially mixed cast, but the series nearly crashed before it got off the ground.
I had a dinner with Aaron at La Scala, and I said to him, Aaron, they're still nervous about the show, and the research department has come up with a much better title than Mod Squad.
And I said, what title are you suggesting? And he said, The Young Detectives. I was in partners with Danny Thomas at the time, and I just stood up and said, fine, you let Danny Thomas do the show. And I started to walk out.
I said, thank you. I feel exactly the same way, but I had to ask the question, and I will go back and tell them, and I'm sure you'll be doing the show.
Can you imagine calling that show The Young Detectives? You talk about something not cool.
Cool was what the Mod Squad was all about. Spelling won the network name game, and in 1968, he went in search of a cast with style and attitude and a fresh look.
The whole idea of casting unknowns as the Mod Squad was to give it a sense of unpredictability and a sense of maybe renegade recklessness.
With matinee idol looks, 25-year-old Michael Cole fit the bill. But when Cole met with producer Aaron Spelling, the young actor, an outspoken idealist, almost talked himself out of the job.
I always said to Aaron, I hope the show never gets on the air. This is really dumb. 3 young people running around, you know, catching bad guys under cover, and what is that? I don't want to be a cop. I want to be one of the bad guys.
That's not what it's going to be about, Michael. It's about people feasting on other kids, and we will never, never arrest another kid.
Michael Cole was converted. He accepted the role of Pete Cochran, the long-haired rich kid who becomes an undercover cop while on probation for stealing a car.
Pete Cochran, Beverly Hills. What's a rich kid doing running with crumbs? Just lucky, I guess.
Next, Spelling cast for the role of Lincoln Hayes, an intense, streetwise tough guy who's arrested during a race riot.
Aaron called me one day and he said, you'll never guess what happened. Bill Cosby came into my office. And Cosby said, there is a kid in New York that you have to see. His name is Clarence Williams III.
I was very intrigued by Clarence and said to Clarence, would you be interested in doing it? He said, sure, sure.
Whose name? Your name or my name or white name or black name?
Name.
Hayes.
First name.
Lincoln.
To round out the unconventional trio, Aaron Spelling needed a young woman to play Julie Barnes, a runaway who's picked up for vagrancy. 20-year-old Peggy Lipton, lean, leggy, and beautiful, was perfect.
Peggy Lipton was under contract to Paramount, and I called Bob Evans, who was then in charge, and asked if I could borrow her and for a series if it went, and he said, sure, I wouldn't stand in her way.
I was very, very nervous, and I went in,
I didn't know at that time that they had already seen like hundreds of girls. I was glad that I wasn't told that, because I was the tail end of it. I got the response right away after I did the first reading.
Julie Barnes,
An address. Where does your mother live?
San Francisco.
Doing what?
Working.
Where? What street?
Pick one.
Spelling completed the cast with 44-year-old Tig Andrews. Andrews, a veteran character actor, became Captain Adam Greer, the group's leader and father figure.
He was the establishment. I think that was stereotypical. You had to have the opposition, the strong arm.
Andrews was impressed with Aaron Spelling's commitment to capture the spirit of American youth during troubled times.
He was up to date, and he'd go to these clubs and all this stuff. He knew the lingo. He was like an older hippie.
To build a buzz, ABC launched a huge advertising campaign for the Mod Squad in May 1968.
We took out a full-page ad on the back of the New York Times. Very unusual in those days. And it was a picture of the three of them, of Clarence, Michael, and Peggy. And the headline really caught on, you know, because it was shocking for the time.
The Mod Squad, featuring 3 urban guerrillas dressed like outcasts from Haight-Ashbury, premiered on September 24th, 1968.
They lost him. Now, how can they do that?
It just happened.
You think you were uptight? You should have heard the captain.
Oh, man, this is beautiful.
Coming up, the Mod Squad flirts with controversy.
I wanted to do a show about Vietnam, absolutely.
Straight from the E-Newsroom, it's the latest Academy Awards update.
Hello, everyone. I'm Linda Grasso. Right now, Haley Joel Osment is shooting a film with Helen Hunt and fellow Oscar nominee Kevin Spacey in Las Vegas called Pay It Forward. At 11, Osment is this year's youngest nominee. And on March 26, he'll also be making his debut as an Oscar presenter.
For the latest on awards and everything entertainment, tune into E! News Daily, weeknights at 6:30, only on E!
My Italian family can't wait to tell you what's new. Tonight, it was Olive Garden's new Parmesan crusted chicken. It's lightly breaded with Parmesan cheese and sauteed in a creamy white wine sauce. It's so good, I could eat it every night. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Only the Biore Pore Perfect Strip pulls out dirt like this. Because only Biore has the pore target system that's twice as effective as any other strip at deep cleaning clogged pores.
Wow, looks like a porcupine.
Biore. Clean. Honest.
You took the classes. You bought the toys. You painted the room. You built the website. And next to loving him, making that website will be the easiest thing you do. We'll show you how. We're Homestead.com, the place to make your very own website. Free and easy. All you need is a reason. And those are all around you. Homestead. It's a new world. Make your place.
5 women want it, but only one gets it.
Oh my God.
Best Actress, E's first original movie, premiering March 19th.
Hello, I'm Mark John Jeffrey.
Rick's is back. The all-new Rick's American Bar and Grill, the place everyone's talking about.
The best live entertainment in New Jersey and full coverage of all major sporting events on over 30 TVs and 3 giant screens.
We love Rick's!
Rick's is awesome.
There's bands, DJs, dancing, drink specials.
It's the best.
We're here all the time, and we want to see you.
Rick's American Bar and Grill in Clifton, open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Come see the place everyone's talking about.
Montino's, a full-service hair salon for ladies and gentlemen. Montino's. 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 By appointment only. Hackensack. Call 201-343-4404.
In September 1968, ABC executives banked on jump-starting their languishing network with a breakthrough TV series featuring a unique cast of characters. A waif-like blonde, a disenchanted rich white kid, and an angry young black man from the ghetto. The Mod Squad was high concept and high drama, targeted to a restless new breed of young viewers.
There was a simple slogan of those days which turned out to be our solution, and the slogan was, never trust anyone over 30.
The Mod Squad had a hot new look and lofty ambitions to take on the contentious issues of the 60s. TV Guide writer Matt Roush.
We were a torn-apart country, torn apart by our feelings about the war, about class, about race. All of that was reflected on the Mod Squad.
Mod Squad producer Harve Bennett.
We did the first Vietnam story. We did the story about the My Lai massacre after Life magazine had covered the whole thing.
I wanted to do a show about Vietnam, absolutely, because it was one of the most important things going on, and that's what we tried to do, deal with, under the guise of the three of us running around busting people.
The scripts also focused on student unrest and the anti-war movement. Man Rubin was a writer on the show.
The college students were being very active at the time and taking over campus buildings. The premise for the show was that what would happen if Julie was caught. It turned out to be a very strong episode, simply because we mixed the characters and the tension of the time.
I agreed with a lot of the students. That's why it was hard, you know, in a way, to do some of those shows, because you had to bust the students, if you will. But they always had a point at the end of the episode.
While the series consistently probed contemporary issues, the young stars redefined fashion and style.
It mainstreamed what was radical and made, with these heroic characters wearing these kind of clothes, made it okay for kids everywhere to wear those clothes.
The counterculture cops also popularized a whole new slang.
Very goofy.
That's a trip, man. I say, hey, baby, remember that chick you said you were going to kill?
What that hippie beatnik movement was really all about was getting away from rebelling, getting away from the society and all that stuff, and it sure worked for the show.
Like magic, the Mod Squad began a steady climb in the ratings. By the end of season 1, the series broke into the top 30. In July 1969, the cast graced the cover of TV Guide, but the feature story inside included a surprise, a detailed account of Michael Cole's often hostile behavior on the set, and more. 26-year-old Cole had a serious drinking problem. Mod Squad assistant director Phil Bondelli.
Being a sweetheart that he was when he was sober, we had to make sure that we got all the scenes shot before the lunch break. Because once he took lunch, he would be at a bar.
It did not affect Michael's work as it has with other actors who had severe problems. But it sure, it wreaked havoc with his private life.
22-year-old Peggy Lipton was also under the gun, but for a different reason. ABC Vice President of Programming, Leonard Goldberg.
People are running up to them on the street. It's hard to handle that. Peggy, for example, was a rather shy young woman. And so it was very difficult for Peggy.
I like to have my own moments, but when I have to go home and there's no one there to talk to, you know, every night it gets lonely. Even though I talk to 100 people a day, you know, and after you talk to 100 people a day, you want to be alone. But I don't like to live alone.
On the other hand, 30-year-old Clarence Williams III led a more sheltered lifestyle. Williams was a married man. His wife was actress Gloria Foster. Williams carefully guarded his privacy. Despite the demands of sudden fame, the young actors consistently delivered solid performances, and the series continued to climb in the ratings.
Hey, look out!
Coming up, Link keeps it real.
Say, Clarence, please take off your shades so we can see your eyes. And he would say, my people don't want me to take off my shades.
This weekend on E! It's not the humidity, it's the heat.
We took a skinny dip.
Go wild on the tropics. This weekend on E, your favorite stars come out to shine.
It's better all the time.
The Screen Actors Guild Awards pre-show. This weekend on E, say aloha to the hottest woman on the web who turns wishes into picture-perfect reality. In Your Dreams with Cindy Margolis. It all happens here this weekend on E.
Why not jazz up dinner tonight with Zatarain's red beans and rice? Or maybe Mom might want to try you some true New Orleans jambalaya. Zatarain's. Zatarain's. Dinners for New Orleans.
I got to switch styles. You need to switch to 1-800-CALL-ATT. You can save big bucks for that collect call. 1-800-CALLATT. Same low rate, every minute, everywhere.
Yo, T, bring me my red velvet jumpsuit.
How much power do you really need? The Sierra Extended Cab has the most powerful standard engine of any truck in its class. Not because you need it now, but because one day you will. And being prepared for that day is what having a professional-grade truck is all about. The GMC Sierra, above and beyond.
So listen, Friday night, my place.
Can't wait.
8 o'clock?
At half.com, you can buy all kinds of used books. All for half the original price.
Hey! Give me 1 second, right?
Or you can sell them back.
Hey, you coming in?
Half.com. Buy for half, sell for half.
Sam Adams. It's what's inside.
You're tough enough to be real, but not too tough to feel.
You need protection. You want comfort. Now Kotex Ultra Thins with wings give you both. No one else has a safety zone that helps keep fluid in the center. Or a comfort dry top sheet that keeps Kotex twice as dry as the leading Ultra Thin. That means you're comfortably protected, no matter what the day brings. Soft, strong. You've got it together with Kotex.
5 nominees, 1 award. Something's got to give.
Not as if I'm gonna miss him.
Best Actress, E's first original movie, premiering March 19th.
In the fall of 1968, the Mod Squad roared into the consciousness of America with a flashy look and dialogue peppered with words like solid and uptight. By the end of the show's first season, Link, Julie, and Pete became the collective voice of a generation.
It was the first of its kind, and everything was up to date. The clothes were in style, the words, the expressions, the issues.
Season 2 of the Mod Squad began in the fall of 1969. The popular series was a bona fide hit for ABC, and a bevy of talented guest stars added to the show's runaway success. Writer Rick Husky.
The young actors who were out in town, Richard Dreyfuss, Martin Sheen, Richard Pryor, those were natural castings. They wanted to be on the show. Aaron had a lot of pals like Sammy Davis Jr., and we would each season write an episode for Sammy.
I met with Sammy and came up with an out-of-the-headlines story about a New Jersey priest who had been forced to resign from the church because of his racial stands. Using that as a background, we did a story about the role of the black Catholic priest in a ghetto environment with a murder threat hanging over his head.
I was really kind of nervous coming to work on Sammy's first day. And he just came bouncing over and he said, "Hey, Michael, I love you guys. I love the show, whatever have you." And I said, I almost want to say, how how did you know my name? I mean, I know who you are, Mr. Davis. Of course, but how did you? And it took a while to sink in that this show was attracting these kind of people.
But one actor simply wanted to do his job and go home.
The only guest star we had who had a very difficult relationship with was Robert Duvall, who was in the Sammy Davis show and who played the murderer who had confessed to the priest. And he was very rigid about, I can only give you tears once. And we were all kind of surprised by that. So we shot the close-up and he gave us the tears and he departed. It was an odd memory.
The talented guest stars helped push the Mod Squad further up the ratings ladder. Young people all over America copied the slang, clothing, and hairdos of the coolest cats on TV.
Peggy was the most vivid fashion statement, particularly as to the hair. A hairstyle that suddenly you see on every corner the minute the show has become hot.
I would see, you know, little girls who want to look like Julie or who had the hair, and that's when I would see, you know, the replicas or, you know, how the style affected them.
But Julie was no match for Link, who created his own do. Hairstylist Joyce Morrison.
At that time, many of the blacks were wearing their hair in afros. Some were short, they were all different lengths. Clarence's was by far the largest one I had ever seen. And if you had pulled his hair out from his scalp, it would have been at least a foot, maybe at 12, 14, 16 inches. I just couldn't tell.
Clarence Williams III added to the mystique, wearing his signature dark glasses in and out of character.
Clarence liked to wear his shades, inside and outside. And Clarence Williams was a wonderful actor with a Broadway background and expressive eyes. Say, Clarence, please take off your shades so we can see your eyes. And he would say, for whatever he thought politically correct at the time, he said, my people don't want me to take off my shades. He also wanted to please his brothers, his constituency. That's a long way behind us now, and it was challenging at the time.
The look, once confined to hippie communes and smoke-filled coffee houses, was playing in Peoria.
I think that having characters such as what you saw in the Mod Squad, it made it more palatable for you to go with the bell-bottoms, the outlaw look, and that it mainstreamed what was radical, made it okay for kids everywhere to wear those clothes.
And kids everywhere watched the Mod Squad. In late 1970, during season 3, the series soared to number 11 in the ratings. But in the hearts of millions of fans, Lipton, Williams, and Cole were number 1.
The show was so successful so fast that there were some scary moments with the fans, and people started really pulling and yelling and screaming, and it was all good. I mean, it was all positive, but it really could have gotten out of hand.
As season 4 began in the fall of 1971, ABC network executives decided to exploit the hysteria even further, creating a line of Mod Squad memorabilia.
When they started to come out with all the games and the comic books, I thought it was really flattering. As a matter of fact, one of the neatest things that, for me anyway, was that we were on the cover of Mad magazine. And when you're that kind of, the show is that successful, and people are doing parodies of you and takeoffs on other shows, that's very exciting. It's very flattering.
Coming up, the cast begins to crack under the pressure.
You're on everybody's lips and everybody's chasing you down the street. It's very, very hard, if you're young, to deal with it, and they were young.
My agent says I just got nominated.
Shut up! Oh my God.
5 nominees, 1 award, and the winner is You do the math. E! Entertainment presents
This is the trashiest thing I've ever read. I love it.
a story that proves in Hollywood, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Oh dear. Best Actress, E!'s first original movie.
You must really be enjoying yourself.
As a nominee or a lesbian.
Premiering March 19th only on E!
Hello?
How is an echo a reflection of you?
Center-mounted instrument panel, 6-speaker audio system, funky, 2 glove compartments, dash pockets, headroom, legroom, room for front, adjustable head restraints, fold-down back seat, lightweight, zippy.
How is an echo a reflection of you?
Fun.
There's a whole lot more on the inside.
Fat cushions, skinny price, high visibility, adjustable head restraints, EVTI engine, funky.
Everyday towels are now in 51 colors. So why do they call it a white sale? Everyday sheets come in 46 colors and designs. White sale? It's the most colorful and coordinated white sale ever. Sail over to Kmart now.
The most powerful secret society on college campuses across America.
Congratulations, Skull.
Can pay your bills, indulge your fantasies, and ensure your future.
Senator.
But if they can give you all this, just imagine what they can take away.
I think it's time that we remove Mr. McNamara.
None of us are safe.
What are you gonna do?
Help me! You're gonna dig your own grave.
The Skulls, rated PG-13. Starts March 31st in theaters everywhere.
At any given second, in here, it's always Friday.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How, 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 how.
Right this second, Friday's famous Jack Daniel's Grill is heating up, and we're covering your favorite entrees with our signature Jack Daniel's sauce.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Daily Variety says viewers can't get enough of true Hollywood stories. The E! True Hollywood Story, now on every night at 9, only on E!
By 1971, a generation of young people emulated the trendy hairstyles, flamboyant dress, and snappy dialogue of the Mod Squad. But to the actors, youth and fame were a dangerous cocktail.
I think that all three of the kids changed. I think they became more difficult to deal with.
During the 4th season, the cast began to explore creative outlets beyond the confines of the Mod Squad set. In 1971, hard-drinking Michael Cole revealed his softer side when he appeared on the Lily Tomlin Variety Special. 29-year-old Cole took himself and his poetry very seriously.
People riding trains are nice. They offer magazines and chocolate-covered cherries. The details you want most to know about their recent operations. If I'd been riding home to you, I could have listened with both ears. But I was on my way away.
Also in 1971, 24-year-old Peggy Lipton capitalized on her delicate voice and singing talent by recording an album. Lipton discussed the record on The Joey Bishop Show.
Television first. You've recorded an album?
Mm-hmm.
Is it released?
Oh, yeah, it's been out for a long time.
Oh, it's not something new?
No.
Is it selling big?
No.
Meanwhile, 32-year-old Clarence Williams III and his wife, actress Gloria Foster, preferred the solitude of home life. The couple leased a house in the Hollywood Hills and only ventured out occasionally. In the fall of 1972, the Mod Squad kicked off season 5. But the momentum that propelled the series into a ratings bonanza was difficult to sustain. Despite the slip in popularity, 25-year-old Peggy Lipton, 30-year-old Michael Cole, and 33-year-old Clarence Williams III didn't miss a beat, at least in the eyes of their fans.
They were mobbed by kids. I mean, wherever we would go, these school kids would just come rushing by. And school kids are not always very polite, you know, they're pretty pushy.
You're on everybody's lips and everybody's chasing you down the street. It's very, very hard, if you're young, to deal with it, and they were young.
I didn't realize that you can't be too nice to these people that you don't know, because it's very exciting for them, and all of a sudden, you know, they might show up on your doorstep or waiting in your car.
But fans, fame, and all the other trappings of stardom soon changed the cast. Requests turned to demands. Producer Aaron Spelling was usually the first to hear the complaints.
I know the directors who didn't like working with us would go to him and say, oh my God, we can't handle it, or because we were snobs. If Clarence and Michael and me, if we got a weird feeling from anybody after about half an hour, that was it. If there was a director or something who came and was all about his ego or a little bit strained, we gave him a hard time, I have to admit.
At times, the demands of the cast became ultimatums, bordering on the ridiculous.
Clarence at one time wanted new socks every day. Not washed socks, new socks with the labels. It was somehow a status symbol to him, so he got new socks.
But Williams grappled with much more complex issues than making a fashion statement.
I think it was a very difficult time for a black actor becoming prominent, and other people whose opinion he values trying to categorize him as one thing or another. A militant black? A compliant black? Is he an establishment black?
I remember having discussions with him where his attitude was, you're not black, you're never going to be black, so you can't understand, from my point of view, what I feel about this. At the time, he was the only black male on the air. Bill Cosby's show, I Spy, had gone off. There was Clarence in the Mod Squad, and that was it.
While Clarence Williams III argued with writers and producers about script content, Michael Cole battled his old nemesis, alcohol. Cole's behavior on and off the set became increasingly unpredictable.
I would say that there was a bit of Jekyll and Hyde when I was drinking. Oh, maybe I don't know if it's macho or whatever, but there was a lot of hostility that did surface, and it would come out in bars sometimes and on the streets and that. I am really lucky to have survived as much as I have.
And there was a time, as I recall, where we had a full-time, one of our stuntmen became kind of a full-time, not so much bodyguard, but I'm going with you, Michael, to make sure that that there was a sober driver.
He was then hired when Michael had the drinking problem, sort of be his protector, because Michael would go to the bar and somebody could pick a fight on him. I mean, you never know what it was going to be.
It was pretty bad. If they were watching out for me after that, I'm very grateful, because there were moments when I needed some help.
I'm not an alcoholic, I'm a drunk, and there's a difference. Alcoholics have to drink. I like to drink.
Coming up, the Mod Squad is no longer Mod.
I was burned out on the show. It was very hard work for 5 years. I had really had enough.
I just go bizarre. Billy Jack was a hero.
He was the original ass-kicking, butt-whomping hippie.
A rebel with a cause.
He was fighting racism and intolerance.
But the man behind the legend became obsessed with his creation.
He's gone over the edge.
And lost control along the way.
Unfortunately, he killed himself with his own ego.
It's the story you haven't heard.
Tom is Live and Die by Billy Jack.
Billy Jack, this Sunday at 9 on the E! True Hollywood Story.
They did a bad, bad thing. They did a bad, bad thing. They did a bad, bad thing. They did a bad, bad thing.
Nice try.
You've been out driving again.
The Lexus GS. Sinful.
Comfort. It's the feeling your baby has when she's all wrapped up, warm and happy. And Carnation Good Start helps keep her feeling that way. Good Start's the only routine formula whose proteins are broken down into smaller pieces to be easy to digest in baby's tummy. They're called comfort proteins, and only Good Start has them. Think of it as comfort food for the two of you. Carnation Good Start from Nestle.
It's a special night when actors honor actors. Catch the SAG Awards pre-show live this Sunday at 4, only on E!
Anytime is the right time at Miranda's Cafe Restaurant in Wayne. Miranda's is dedicated to providing you with an enjoyable variety of eating choices. Our delicious cuisines are prepared daily with only the finest ingredients and highest quality. So for a quick bite, a freshly prepared entree, or even a party of up to 45 people in our private room, make it Miranda's Cafe Restaurant, Route 23 North in Wayne. A superb meal that doesn't have to be formal.
If you buy a mattress from anyone else except 1-800-SLEEPIES, you'll pay too much.
1-800-SLEEPIES guarantees the lowest prices
on Sealy Posturepedic, Simmons Beauty Rest, and Serta Perfect Sleeper.
Or you'll get your mattress free, plus $500 in cash.
That's right, $500 in cash. We'll beat any phone quote, guaranteed.
Or visit one of our 100 tri-state locations, and we deliver when you want it. 1-800-SLEEPYS.
That's 1-800-SLEEPIES.
In 1972, after 4 years on the crest of a tidal wave, the once high-spirited cast of the Mod Squad became sullen, spoiled, and fed up. The incredible ride of 33-year-old Clarence Williams III, 25-year-old Peggy Lipton, and 30-year-old Michael Cole was coming to an end.
We went from the Mod Squad to the Geritol Squad.
Season 5 of the Mod Squad began in the fall of 1972. Producer Aaron Spelling had 100 episodes in the can, the magic number needed to take the show into the lucrative syndication market. But the Mod Squad was no longer ABC's pet project, and network executives moved the series from its familiar Tuesday night time slot.
ABC did the show no favor in its last year by moving to Thursday night opposite Flip Wilson, who was, in the wake of Clarence Williams, I think the hottest black star on television, and he had a hot variety show. And the Waltons, they went head-to-head with the Waltons, which in its first year was an incredible mass appeal hit with a lot of young viewers as well.
The cast, already restless, took exception to the change in schedule. Mod Squad producer Sandy Stern.
They had a tendency to play around a lot. You know, and that became kind of frustrating to the crew, and especially to the people who are counting the beans. You know, it would take a little longer to get things done.
The spark and edginess that defined the series were gone. In the spring of 1973, after 5 seasons on the air, ABC executives pulled the plug. The Mod Squad was canceled.
Burned out on the show. It was very hard work for 5 years. I had really had enough.
One of the things when you do television series, it's very, very intense. You're working every single day, you're putting in long hours, and then all of a sudden that period comes when it stops, and there's that, and that begins to happen.
The gut feeling and the joy that they had we all had at one time, was subdued.
I knew that I would miss a lot of the family that you build over 5 years like that. But I also knew that we'd all remain friends.
Following the completion of the groundbreaking show, the cast of the Mod Squad took a well-deserved break from the limelight. In 1973, 26-year-old Peggy Lipton met 40-year-old record producer Quincy Jones. The couple married in 1974, and Lipton went into self-imposed exile.
I was Peggy Jones. I took that identity on purpose. I wanted to submerge myself because I had been pushed out there for so long. And it was difficult for me because I was very young.
34-year-old Clarence Williams III discarded his flower power threads, but struggled to find meaningful roles.
And in that time, I did a lot of reading. I used to do poetry readings, a bit of traveling. And every now and then I worked on Broadway.
31-year-old Michael Cole turned to the theater and traveled with several touring companies.
I did some plays after Mod Squad. I wanted to do that. And I was really lucky because I had the chance to do some really good plays. Like I did Cat on a Hot Tin Roof for about a year.
In 1979, 6 years after the Mod Squad bagged their last criminal, 51-year-old creator and producer Aaron Spelling revived the old series with a made-for-TV movie, The Return of the Mod Squad. The cast reunited for the film, but the show's magic was clearly gone.
It was more business, it was more work, not a labor of love, just labor.
I was devastated the whole time because I love, you know, Michael, Clarence, and Tige so much, and I just thought, this is over. This is really over. And I was married with a child, and I thought, we can't do this again.
It was kind of anticlimactic. It really was. As a matter of fact, I don't think it really did it good in the ratings either. So it was awful.
I would not do it again myself, and I can't speak for the rest of them, but I mean, that's a part of my theatrical history, and it's nothing that I would go back to again. Not because of any distaste, but I'm just moving on into other areas now.
Coming up, new cops and an old problem.
She saved my life in a way. I went to Betty Ford and started working again.
The family.
The Jacksons.
The marriage.
If you get close to her, you're going to get hurt.
The secrets.
LaToya's being brainwashed or mind controlled by someone.
LaToya Jackson struggled with the past.
She maintained that she had been sexually abused by her father, Joseph.
But has taken control of her future.
Right now, I'm pretty content and comfortable with my life.
It's the story you haven't heard. LaToya Jackson, tomorrow at 9 on the E! True Hollywood Story.
Dodge Ram's payload and towing capabilities are the stuff of legend, but there's a load more. Ram introduced the world's first quad cab. Overall, Ram is the most powerful line of pickups. And Ram pickups are the longest lasting full-size pickups on the road. We could go on, and on, and on. Now get a $1,000 cash allowance on all new 2000 model year Ram pickups.
Send your phone company a message. Join us at phonefree.com, and calling long distance will be totally free. And you know something? So will you. Phonefree.com. Let freedom ring.
I like good wine and fine cuisine and candlelight. I like the scene, but baby, if you know what I mean, I love being here with you. I just love being here with you.
Morning, Joe.
Morning.
Here's your bank statement.
Excellent. Seen the latest mortgage rates? Not too shabby.
So, how are we looking?
We're up 2.5.
It's all about you, Joe! Imagine your entire financial world at your fingertips. Introducing OnMoney.com, where you can see and manage all your accounts all in one place.
Whoa! Hey, that reminds me, Joe, your gas bill's been paid.
Get your money connected at OnMoney.com.
With Palmolive Spring Sensations, every day is spring.
Spring is in the air. Everywhere I look around.
It's Spring Sensations.
Spring is in the air. Every sight and every sound.
Now Palmolive brings you the scent of spring blossom, ocean breeze, and botanical blend. It's like spring cleaning for dishes.
Spring is in the air.
Palmolive Spring Sensations.
Spring is in the air.
Springtime, every time you do dishes.
Now, the best reason yet to get digital cable or satellite TV. Introducing the Starz Encore Super Pack. Up to 12 different movie channels for about $12 a month. Call 800 Super Pack today.
Hi, we're the Backstreet Boys.
And you're watching
Entertainment Television.
Peggy Lipton, Clarence Williams III, and Michael Cole struggled with the specter of typecasting long after the Mod Squad was canceled in 1973. In the eyes of many producers and casting agents, the trio would always be known as Julie Barnes, Lincoln Hayes, and Pete Cochran.
They became so identified with a role that was so huge in the culture at a specific time, you can never really get past that point.
By 1987, nearly 2 decades had passed since the Mod Squad changed the face of television drama. After the show was canceled, Peggy Lipton and Clarence Williams III took the end in stride, but Michael Cole continued to battle the bottle. Cole went into seclusion, holing up in a cabin in the Santa Monica Mountains near Los Angeles.
This was kind of burnt out, I guess, and things start catching up with you, and I had to regroup. And I didn't do a lot. I was still weaning my way along.
In 1989, Cole met Shelley Funes. Funes helped 47-year-old Cole emerge from hibernation.
She saved my life in a way. I went to Betty Ford and started working again.
Meanwhile, Peggy Lipton was going through some painful changes of her own. In 1989, Peggy's 15-year marriage to Quincy Jones ended in divorce. A professional comeback followed, and in 1990, 43-year-old Lipton was cast in the quirky series Twin Peaks. Clarence Williams III also enjoyed a career rebirth. He accepted roles in the 1984 film Purple Rain opposite Prince and the 1988 blaxploitation parody I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, with Keenen Ivory Wayans. For Williams, film work was a way to distance himself from his Mod Squad alter ego.
Those things help to change the identification for the audience. And being an actor, and that's what I do, I try to create portraits. And Lincoln Hayes was one, but that's the one I played the longest, and I think that's the one most people saw.
In 1998, MGM began production on a feature-length remake of the hit show. Updated for a 90s audience, the new Mod Squad featured hip young actors. Claire Danes stepped into Peggy Lipton's shoes as Julie Barnes, Omar Epps was the new Lincoln Hayes, and Giovanni Ribisi was cast as Pete Cochran. At the film's premiere in March of 1999, the revamped Mod Squad came face-to-face with their 60s counterparts. Critics, however, did not embrace the film. The Mod Squad was released to tepid reviews.
Trying to recapture something that was an original and a pioneer of its time, it just seems like a bad gimmick. And with the Mod Squad, it was one of the worst imaginable uses of this gimmick.
It's almost like a group, a musical group that was really hot at one time. You're not going to do that music again and have it be a hit. Times change.
But the original cast of the Mod Squad remains as close today as they were 30 years ago.
One of the most important things that was the success of Mod Squad was the personal relationship between Clarence, Peggy, and myself, and Tig. And I think that came across, that came through the screen, and that's what people liked. And that's still there. And that means everything.
Michael Cole, now sober, continues to act in television and movies. Clarence Williams III appears in feature films, including the 1999 thriller The General's Daughter. Peggy Lipton co-stars in skipped parts due to be released in the year 2000. Vital, influential, and groundbreaking, the Mod Squad revolutionized television and redefined the attitudes, style, and language of an entire generation.
You have to view Mod Squad as a landmark show, just like MTV is a landmark event in television history. It changes attitudes. Its direct impact, I think, was to make television just a little more hip, slick, and cool.
I think it's aged very well. Just because now all cops carry guns and they don't have the soul that Mod Squad had. In those days, soul was very important to me and to the kids, and we did it. I mean, that's what it was all about.
Introducing the High Performance Cloth from Scotch-Brite. Its unique microfibers lift and capture dust and fingerprints.
Don't smear it up, clear it up.
Use the High Performance Cloth over and over.
Don't toss it out, wash it out.
The new High Performance Cloth from Scotch-Brite.
Don't pass it up, pick it up.
Another 3M innovation.
Here comes that heartburn again. It happens time after time. You've changed your diet, you've tried to treat it, but the pain keeps coming back 2 or more days a week. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious. It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about America's most prescribed acid control medicine. Your results may vary, but for many people, 1 daily dose of Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible with the purple pill they call Prilosec.
Remember Marvin's Magic Drawing Board? Well, now you